just say no. You don't need to say yes to every invitation. You don't need to say yes to all the offers. And as Marcus Aurelius says, when you say no to the unessential things in life, you get the double benefit of doing the essential things better. You don't have unlimited time. And when you're giving your time away to things that you truly don't want to do, be in places you truly don't want to be, and partaking in activities that aren't progressing you forward in your life, then it is a waste of time and it is unessential. And you need to say no to these things, and you need to kill the fear of missing out, the FOMO that you feel when you get an offer and you say no. Because as you know, when you do go, in the back of your head, you're not even fully enjoying yourself because a part of you wishes you were somewhere else. A part of you wishes that you said no. A part of you wishes that you were pursuing your passion, your dream, and your goals, or improving yourself to be better equipped to achieve those goals. So you need to just say no. And there's nothing wrong with saying no. There's nothing wrong with being completely honest with people. Nowadays, nobody wants to be completely honest. Everybody wants to, sugarcoat truths, make up excuses why they can't go somewhere, or, feel bad for saying no to doing something. It's like, you don't need to feel bad for not wanting to do something. You don't need to make up an excuse to somebody for not wanting to go do something. But I also feel like there is a little bit of an obligation when you say yes to something and then you want to back out. I think you almost are obligated through verbal confirmation. You're not actually, obviously you're not going to get brought to court because you said yes to something verbally and you didn't follow through with it. But being a man of your word is very powerful, and people will notice that and they'll take your word for truth when you're honest. You say you'll be somewhere and you're there. You say you're not going to be somewhere and you're not there. People will learn to take your word as truth. Your yes will mean your yes and your no's will mean your no's. So how you need to deal with be still keeping your word when you say yes to things is be a slow yes and a quick no. Say yes slowly. Really contemplate it. Really think about it. Think about if that is something that you actually want to do. Think about, don't, if someone asks you to go do something, don't just immediately say yes. How many times have you immediately said yes to doing something, and in the back of your head, you were just like, I will never do that. We'll never hang out outside of this setting, or no, we'll never go into that place together. But I'll say yes, just to have the conversation flow along and not get awkward. But when the time comes where they ask me to go, I know I'm just going to say no, and that's not right, because you get the other person's hopes up, and at the same time they can't take you for your word anymore, and you can't take yourself for your word anymore because you're so used to lying. You're so used to just saying white lies to try to save people's feelings, but in the long run their feelings get hurt anyways. So it's, why prolong it? It's like ripping a band-aid slowly. It's, evil. You want to rip it off fast. You don't want to hang out with somebody if you don't want to be with them, if you don't want to, fill in the blank. You shouldn't just do it in a slow way. You should, once you know, let them know. So, don't say yes to doing something, over the phone, for instance, or, right when you're asked to do it, unless it's a hell yes. If it's a hell yes, then you can say it there because it's something that you're passionate about and that you're going to want to do tomorrow and you're going to look forward to the next day, and there'll be no problems. But if you're kind of iffy on it, sleep on it. If you don't have to make the decision right then and there, sleep on it. The longer you can wait to make the decision, the better. So be a slow yes and be a quick no. And Don't make decisions, as I always say, when your brain is jarred, when you're tired, when you're hungry, when you have to go to the bathroom, when you're sick. Don't make decisions when you're in that mind frame. Wait till you feel better. Wait till your head is in a clearer space so you can clearly think about the proposition, the thing you're being proposed, and truly ask yourself if that's something that you want to do or if that's something that you're just saying yes to so you don't hurt someone's feelings. You need to think about yourself first sometimes, and you need to put your own well-being first sometimes. And if you said yes to everything anyone ever asked you to do, you'd have no time for yourself and to pursue the things that you want to pursue. And if you're saying no to stuff so you can sit around and play video games and watch TV, I don't think that's right, because you gain more in a social interaction than sitting around on your phone or playing video games or watching TV. But if it's actual work, you're reading, you're writing, you're pursuing your passion, you're putting in work, you're going to the gym, you're getting well rested so you can perform better in your tasks for the day. Those are things that actually matter. But if you say no to something because you really just want to sit around and play video games, then I don't think that's, very good, unless it's a rare occasion and you really just want to, one night just have a night to yourself where you can just, you know, do your thing. And, it's something you don't do very often, but when you do, you enjoy it and it refreshes you to get back to the grindstone. Then those, I think that might be okay. But I think most people, play too much video games and watch too much television and spend too much time on their phone. So if you're saying no to, real life experiences to do things of that nature, when you do those things every single day, then I think you should say yes, honestly. But that's kind of a whole different topic. You do need to say no, though, more. Because as I said in the beginning of this video, when you say no, you get the double benefit of doing the things that are essential better. And, a lot of people will try to find like productivity hacks and, just little hacks here and there to do things better or do things faster or whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, you really just need to narrow down the things you do. If every day you're going out to eat like 30 minutes away, then you got to stop doing that. And, there's an hour drive, that hour to your time right there. And, say an hour at the restaurant, you can make something at home in 30 minutes and have it and eat it in 15. You save an hour and 15 minutes right there that you can put towards your work. And you don't need to find some crazy productivity hack and stress out about time and all these things. You can just say no to something so you have more time for what really matters. And saying no is very powerful. And when you can say no to somebody, then Robert Greene talks about it. You become like a mystery. They yearn for you more. I don't know. I don't think you should say no just for the fact that people will want you, quote unquote, more or want to hang out with you more, because I don't think that really happens. Maybe in their head they're like they want to, but after a while you stop getting invited, which is honestly a good thing, because then you don't have to say no. You don't have that, little fear of missing out, a little FOMO, because you don't even get asked. You might see that people are doing something and you're like, oh, well, I didn't get asked, so who cares? But when you see people having a great time or what appears to be a great time and you were asked and you said no, there's some fear of missing out there. But if you say no enough, then you get off the invitation list, and then that's where you shine, because then you just have more time for your work and more time for things that actually matter, and not superficial, going and watching sports, or going out to the bar, or fill in the blank on your unnecessary superficial activities that people partake in weekly and daily and waste time and then complain about they have no time.